We will be recording this session to make it available for those who are unable to attend. We know that many of you may have individual questions and we want to be mindful of your privacy. Please feel free to reach out to me individually at nso@grinnell.edu. Welcome class of 2029. My name is MJ Gibney and I am the Associate Director of Student Involvement. My role entails several different aspects, including coordinating new student orientation. Today, I'm going to be focusing on new student orientation and the college transition. I'm excited to talk to you today about what you can expect. In the photo on the slide, there are several student leaders, including one of my own staff, Maggie, in the middle jumping as the class of 2028 enters the welcome ceremony that takes place on the first day of NSO. Maggie is also surrounded by several community advisors or CAs cheering on their arrival as well. An NSO ambassador is a current Grinnell College student that is assigned to you and your NSO group. Your NSO group is based on your tutorial course, and it is their job to help you with your transition to Grinnell College. They will be there to guide you through NSO and through your first semester of college. They are a fantastic resource and someone who has experienced what you will be experiencing before. They will be reaching out to you for the first time on August 17th or 18th. The photo is another one of my ambassadors, Opal, and her NSO group last year during the NSO Energizer. The NSO Energizer is the first time that you will meet your ambassador and their NSO group members. You will start by getting familiar with each other, and then NSO student staff will lead the entire class in an activity of their choice. Another great support system in your transition to college is your community advisor or CA. Your CA is a current student at Grinnell College who lives on your floor or in your residence hall, and their role is to foster community with the residents and be a resource for everyone living there. With questions about CAs, please contact reslife@grinnell.edu. Another resource that you may be taking part in is one of our pre-orientation programs. There are 3. The first one I'm going to talk about is IPOP. Grinnell's International Pre-Orientation Program, or IPOP, is held just prior to NSO. Attendance is required for new international students, and sessions address regulatory immigration, cultural, or systemic nuances that students from abroad often encounter as they transition to life and learning in a U.S. context. This program is supported by the Office of International Student Affairs, or OISA. With questions, please contact oisa@grinnell.edu. The next program I'm going to talk about is PCPOP. The Peer Connections Pre-Orientation Program is a year-long program designed for first-year students from historically marginalized identities and backgrounds, including but not limited to students of color, first-generation students, students with disabilities, and the LGBTQIA+ students. PCPOP creates opportunities for emerging student leaders to express their authentic self, acknowledge the realities of others, and recognize the impact of the environment that they are in. PCPOP serves as a chance for students to build intentional relationships with students, staff, and faculty to greatly enhance their academic, social, and cultural capital during their tenure as students at Grinnell College. This program is sponsored by the Office of Intercultural Affairs. With questions, please contact ica@grinnell.edu. The last pre-orientation program that I'm going to talk about is GSP. The Grinnell Science Project includes a 1-week pre-orientation for new students who are deeply interested in mathematics and sciences and are from historically marginalized identities that are typically underrepresented in STEM fields. In early summer, students are selected to be invited to pre-orientation week. With a focus on community building, GSP creates opportunities to develop a cohort among students and with student leaders and faculty in the sciences. acquaint students with how science is done at Grinnell, and introduce the structures and resources of the college that will support science success. Without the pressure of earning grades for the first week, students can experience all the science facilities, get to know science faculty, and see what academics are like, including engaging in a mini lab activity and much more. This offers a chance to learn about and feel a part of the sciences at Grinnell. With questions, please contact gsp@grinnell.edu. IPOP, PCPOP, and GSP participants are required to also attend NSO. New student orientation is mandatory and takes place August 22nd through the 27th, and the first day of classes is August 28th. If someone is accompanying you on your arrival, they are welcome to join us on that first day, August 22nd, but we would prefer for them to depart that evening, that way that you can start your transition to college life. New student orientation is designed to help you feel confident, connected, and ready to thrive at Grinnell. You'll meet fellow students, learn the ins and outs of campus life, and get answers to questions that you might not know that you had. The photo is of Gates Tower, which is one of our student residence halls, with students outside jumping to music during the illumination ceremony, which takes place on Friday, on August 22nd in the evening. NSO is a 5-day period with a lot of different aspects to help you start your first year off in the best way. During this time, you will meet with your faculty advisor and register for classes, hear presentations from staff in the Careers Life and Services office, the Academic Success Center, and Campus Safety, as well as others, about their departments and how they support students. You will also have the opportunity for several different information sessions to learn more about academic departments, such as music and theater and performing arts, as well as study abroad opportunities and ways to engage with the greater Grinnell community, just to name a few, as well as opportunities to connect with other first-year students during our evening entertainment. We will be bringing a hypnotist, a balloon artist comedian, and arcade games. I have mentioned a few other NSO events, including the NSO Energizer and the Welcome Ceremony and the Illumination Ceremony, all three taking place on Friday the 22nd. Another event I would like to highlight is the Welcome Back Festival. This event is held on the last day of orientation and is a big celebration for the end of NSO and a kickoff to the next academic year. We bring in several different rides and inflatables, such as the rock wall in the photo on this slide, and dining host a dinner outside for the entire campus community. All other events will be available for viewing on August 11th. You will receive an email from nso@grinnell.edu with a link to download an app called Guidebook. The Guidebook will have a personalized schedule for you depending on your NSO group, and will show you all of the events with dates, times, locations, and descriptions. Students will also begin receiving emails about their mandatory completion of a virtual training prior to their arrival on campus related to alcohol, cannabis, prescription drugs, opioids, sexual assault, and mental health. Each training course is 40 to 75 minutes long, and the 5 training courses will be rolled out once per week starting in late July. This is Vector Solutions. You will also be receiving an email from nso@grinnell.edu in early August with a link to Comevo. Comevo is an online pre-orientation course that will give you some basic information about different departments and how they support students prior to your arrival on campus. Let's be honest, starting college is a big transition. For many of you, this might be the first time that you're living away from home, navigating a new place, or managing your own schedule. It can be exciting and a little overwhelming, and that's okay. Feeling a mix of emotions such as nervousness, excitement, and even uncertainty is completely normal. You are not alone. The photo is one of the first events that happens during welcome weeks on the first day of classes as our first day of school photos, and shows two students standing together in a large Polaroid photo frame. Just a few pieces of advice as you're transitioning into college. Get involved early. Join registered student organizations or RSOs, attend events, and introduce yourself to people. The more you put yourself out there, the faster this place will feel like home. I briefly mentioned welcome weeks in a prior slide, but this is a great way to learn about the offerings of campus. Many departments and student groups host events during the first few weeks of classes to introduce themselves to the newest students. Welcome Weeks takes place from August 28th to September 18th. The last event during Welcome Weeks is the Student Involvement Fair. There will be very many different groups in attendance telling you about different ways that you can get involved in their programs. The photo shows a past involvement fair with students visiting several different tables. My next piece of advice is to use your resources. We have academic supports, counseling services, tutoring, advisors, NSO ambassadors, community advisors, etc. If you're not sure who to ask, your CA or NSO ambassador is a great place to start. They may not know all the answers, but they can help you find the right person or department. Managing your time. More freedom equals more responsibility. Get a planner and make a schedule and stick to it. But if it doesn't work for you, don't be afraid to try something new. You can ask your CA or NSO ambassador about how they stay organized or strategies that worked for them. Take care of yourself. Your well-being is just as important as your academics. A great place to start is SHAW. SHAW is our Student Health and Wellness Center, and they are there for medical as well as mental health and wellness. They have a lot of different resources that you can use, as well as host several events throughout the year that you can partake in, such as therapy dogs. My last piece of advice would be to ask questions. There are no bad questions, only the ones that you don't ask. Whether it's how to do your laundry or drop a class, we are here to help. I'm very excited to see you all in just a few short weeks. I apologize that I am not able to be there in person, but Michael Sims, the Dean of Student Involvement, is here live to answer any questions. And you are also more than welcome to email me directly at nso@grinnell.edu.
All right, do we have any questions from anyone?
And maybe I'll just quickly remind you that we will be posting this recording on the NSO website. And so maybe don't necessarily ask super personal questions about your student or yourself, because again, it will be posted publicly on our website. You're welcome to use the chat or raise your hand, which is located, the sort of, raise your hand bit is located at the bottom under reactions, I believe. Carlos?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Moore. I have a question. I signed up for IPOP. The arrival for IPOP students is on this August 17th. But I have a question, and it was about um, how it's more like, it's more like how the students go to their dorms, they assign their dorms, or also, what kind of activities they do on iPub? Because it's more for like NCO. It's the new student orientations. But just talk a brief moment about iPub. Can you like go more in depth, or like how all the students on iPop can are going to like uh, how it's going to be the arrival day for iPop students?
So here's what we're going to do, because that's not a program we actually run, but I can give you a couple pieces of information. They run that program very well, and as you come in, hopefully you have already been communicating with them, because they have, if you're coming in via the airport, they have shuttles that will pick international students up and bring them to campus. Then they bring you to a central location, get you all checked in. They are the ones who will get you your keys, and get you off to your residence hall room, all in that one day. They have a whole process. So if you have specific questions about that program, I encourage you to contact that OSIA at grinnell.edu, because that will go directly to them to answer all of your IPOP questions.
Thank you.
Does
This
that
was
does that answer your questions all completely?
yes,
Okay,
it
great.
does.
All right, thank you.
Michael, there is a question in the chat that says, with NSO ending the 26th and classes starting the 28th, is the 27th a day new students are free to do whatever, such as explore the surrounding town or talk more with their advisors?
Okay, then that it clearly is a mistake in dates, because once we finish, let me just double check to make sure I give an accurate date here. So NSO actually ends on the 27th of August, which is a Wednesday. That is when we have the all-campus welcome and festival that evening. And then classes start on Thursday the 28th. There actually is no break in between those periods of time. There is some time during NSO where your ambassadors will get you into downtown a little bit to be exposed a little bit to what happens and what there is downtown.
And there's also time built into new student orientation for first year students to meet with their advisors as well.
Yeah, thanks for that question and for that catch. I've heard that video several times and did not catch the date. So thank you for asking that and clarifying that for everyone. Any other questions that we can help you with?
I just posted in the chat the new student orientation main web page, which you're welcome to click on, bookmark, and it has all the dates, the 5-year academic calendar, so you can know for sure when you're going home potentially, or visiting family on breaks. It also has, I believe, I think it has other detail and dates that are important for spring semester, and it's where you can find these video webinars that we have been putting on throughout the summer, posted as well as soon as they are available.
Dress code, nice question. No, other than that, you need to wear clothes. And I say that because there really is no dress code. If you don't mind, I'm going to share a little story. I have had the pleasure of working here for a little over 28 years now. And one of the things that I have noticed from my time here is that As MJ shared in the video, that independence also means more responsibility. So one of the things about the independence that I've noticed is that there are students who arrive on campus for opening day with their families, and we go through that whole process. And about a week later, there are some students that I'm going, I believe I saw that student, because how they show up is not who they really show themselves to be now that they've had that freedom. So it runs the gamuts. There is a lot of individuality here, and so individuals may dress what we would call just appropriately, but people do express themselves for who they genuinely are.
And we highly encourage that. Y'all will need a coat.
Yes.
A heavy warm coat. You'll need boots, that actually will keep your feet dry and warm in the snow. But you are likely not going to need those until November. You'll need a scarf, you'll need some warm gloves, you'll need several things. And also, I think you may have received an email from our mail room, where you will be able to mail things here before you arrive, after you have located your mailbox and password. So look for that email in your grinnell.edu mail.
What else can we help you with? All right, we're gonna go in once. There we go. That's a good question. When does the cold start? Well, this is Iowa and it is the Midwest. One of the jokes here is that if you don't like the weather, just hang on because it will change. On average, it starts to what those of us that are used to this type of weather will say probably November, particularly about mid-November is when the temperatures start steadily um, cooling off. I will admit, people who come from very warm climates um, may start to think as late as October, sometime after fall break, may think that it starts to cool off. It just depends on the climate that you come from. But the really chilly weather that people really go, oh my goodness, starts in November. A lot of you, if you're not used to it, by the time you leave in December, you will have had a taste of it. But if you leave campus and aren't here over winter break, you will miss a good portion of some of the coldest part, which is late December, January, and into February. And then after February, it's really hit and miss. You can, in March, you can have a day that's in the mid 70s, and 2 days later, it can be back into the mid 30s. Our spring is very, very strange. Mailroom question. We can double check that, but the mailroom pretty much for early arrivals, they will have their dates. They will and their times because they usually have specific times when packages can actually be picked up because of when they arrive and by the time they get them sorted. So what I would suggest is that when you get your information to your Grinnell email account from the mailroom, typically they will share all of that information with you, with how to even access your box and your password and those types of things, be more specific. If you don't see that soon, or in a time that you would like to know more of that information, feel free to contact the mailroom. Now that we've had time, does anyone have any thought of any other questions? Like I say, we're here to try to get you as much information um, as you would like as you begin um, really looking more seriously about your actual arrival time here. I will tell you, we are so excited as we continue to prepare for your arrival and having you formally become part of the Grinnell College community. All right, if we don't have any more questions, we thank you for being a part of this session. We hope that this has been informative to you in some way. Don't forget, if you have any questions about NSO and your arrival, we have lots of resources and folks you can contact, but if it's NSO, remember it's nso@grinnell.edu, and one of us will respond back to you. And if you have questions for any of the pre-orientation programs, you can go back to those emails and reach out to those teams, and they will be more than happy to help answer your questions. And don't forget to complete your checklist. You are in that realm right now where you will start getting a lot of things for us for your prep prior to your arrival. So keep an eye out on your emails for tasks that you will need to do prior to your arrival. It will help make your arrival a lot smoother when you get here. So with that, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. I'm sure some of you may be just hopefully chilling. Some of you, I'm sure, are working and doing a variety of things. And again, if you need anything from us, please feel free to reach out. And thank you.
Thank you.